So hello guys, let's go back to the project. Yep. Hello guys. So we'll continue from where we stop. We'll dive right into this tax. That is the V. So let's open the tax. So um, I'll advise you go through the instructions that are here. So this is the resource that they provided. So let's open it in a new tab. So basically these resources comprises of the all the commands that you that will be using in our vi text editor. So vi is just a text editor that is just go through the resources. So let's dive right back into the tax. So they say, how do you quit from V? Okay. Sorry, I'm going to pause and just um so let's continue. This is the quiz here. I believe if you go through the manual you'll be able to solve the quiz. Just go through this manual here. So let's dive right into the task 0. They say navigate to the root and create a directory name 0x03vi. So let's go to our sandbox, click on the web terminal. Then I'm going to be sharing my screen into two. So now first we'll check where are we. Last time I said we'll use the command pwd to know where we are. So they say we should navigate into the directory root. So you use ls to list the content inside the terminal. So as you can see from here, this is our root. So how do you navigate into the root? You use the command cd. So cd is used to change into a directory from one directory to another. So let's use the command pwd. As you can see now, it's indicating that we are in our root. So what's the next thing? They say create a directory and name it 0x03. So how do we create a directory? We use the command mkdir, then 0x03 underscore of. Sorry, I've made a mistake. I press enter. So let's remove that. We'll say rm minus -r 0x03, enter. So ls. So basically what I did was I didn't type it complete, so I had to remove this. So now let's go. mkdir is used to create directory. By now we should be familiar with that. 0x03, then underscore vi. So now let's list the contents. Now you use the command ls to list the content. So as you can see, it's here already. So the next thing is let's check our code to see if we're correct. And boom, we're correct. So let's go to the next task. They say, what is the command to insert text before the cursor? Write the answers into this directory root, then 0x03vi is a directory, then a file. So what we have to do here is to create a file name inserting inside our what 0x03 underscore vi directory. So what do we do? I said to change directory or to navigate into a directory, you use the command cd. So you type cd 0x03 underscore vi. So now we're there. So you create a file inserting. How do you create a file? How do you create a file? We talked about that last time. So you use the command touch, then inserting inserting, then enter, then you list ls, you can see the insertings there. So now they say what is the command to insert text before the cursor. So basically what we'll do is we'll go to the manual that was being given to us. From here they say to insert text before the cursor. Let's check. So now the command is I. This is it here. So now what we are to do now is to write this I, or put this I, we'll write it inside this our file inserting. So how do we do that? It's very simple. Copy this. Let's copy this. Then we'll use the command. There are two ways to do it. But let's just use the command echo, then small letter I, then you put your dash, you put your greater than, then you type inserting. So now like this, we have write this I, that is this command that is used to insert from here. What is the command to insert text before the cursor? So this is the command, insert text before the cursor. We use the command I, small letter I. So we'll go back here. We'll use the command echo I into inserting. So now to check if actually the I is there. So what do we do now? We use the command cat. So now you use the command cat to check the file, that is to check the content inside a file. Do we get it? So cat inserting. So you can see. So now it's telling us that the content inside the inserting is what is I. So I think we are good to go now. So let's check our code to see if we are correct. To see if we are correct. And mind you, ALX is not Wasa in Hausa. So now our code is correct. So the next task is what? Cutting. So here they say, what is the command to delete and cut the current line? Write the answer into the file. Into the file cutting. So that means to do this, we have to navigate into our root, into our 0x03vi. So how do you do that? You cd ... back to your initial root, pws. Now we have navigated back into our root. So what do? You navigate into your 0x03vi. So cd 0x03 underscore vi. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. It's 0, not O. 0x 03 underscore vi. So now we are going to create a file first, name cutting. So let's create the file, touch. Remember, we use touch to create a file. Cutting. As you can see, ls, you can see cutting is there. So now what is the command to delete and cut the current line? So how do we know the command? There's a manual that is here. Let's go to the manual and check from here. So they say the command, what is the command to delete and cut the current line? So the command to delete, and let's check from here, the current line, copy, let's go to deleting. So delete cut the current line is the command dd. So what do? We just echo. Now we use the echo to write a content into a file. So echo dd greater than, that is into what? Cutting. Then enter. So now let's check if the what we've written as, let's see if it's going to show. So cat cutting, remember cat is used to, so you can see cat is used to, the command cat is used to display the content inside a file. So now let's check our code now and see how far. Let's check our code. Let's see how far. Okay, we are correct. So now when you're working on your terminal, sometimes it gets busy and things becomes to choke. So use the command clear to clear your terminal so that you can have a clear space to work. So now, what is the command to paste the line in the buffer into the text after the current line? So they say write the answer into the file pasting. So what we'll simply do is we'll create the file pasting first. And there are several ways to do this, which I say I'm going to teach us how to actually use Vim to write content into a file. So now let's list the content. You can see pasting is there. So now we'll go to the manual again. What is the command to paste the line in the buffer into the current line? So let's go to where is the pasting? Okay, so this is it. Cut the current line into the buffer. So the command line is YY. So now how do we do that? Now we just type echo YY into what? Into cutting. Then let's check cat cutting. You can see the YY is there. So now let's go back to our project and check our code to see if we're correct. Oh no, so which means our command is not correct. Our command is not correct. Is not okay. So now let's go back again. What is the command to paste the line in the buffer into the text after the current line? Okay. What is the command? Okay, sorry. The command is P. We made a mistake. It should be P. So how do we edit it? We'll use the command Vim. Now we're using Vim, the text editor. Vim cutting to change it. So you press once what I just did was to type Vim, then the command Vim, then cutting, then it brought us to here. So now you can't just edit from Vim text editor. So what you do is you press I to change it to insert mode. So now I've changed it to insert mode, then I'll change it to P. Then you press escape button on your keyboard to change it back to command mode. So how do you exit Vim? There are two ways. You can either use shift double column W key, or you use shift ZZ. So now let's check our code back, or let's check if it has changed. So cat cutting, you can see it has changed to P. So now the next thing is to check our code to see if our code is correct. So our code is not correct yet. Our code is not correct. All right, all this is just to get us familiar to get us familiar to how sometimes we so all this is just to get us familiar to how sometimes will be faced with different type of errors. So now you see, what is the command to paste line in the buffer into the text after the current line? Okay, paste a line in the buffer into the text after the current line. So what's now the issue? Let's check our code again. I think something is wrong. Oh, sorry. We made a mistake. Do we all see where the mistake is coming from? Sorry, let me just edit this. Vim cutting to back to YY. I insert mode back to YY, then shift ZZ, sorry, escape, then shift ZZ. Okay, cutting. Okay, so let's clear our terminal. Okay, so we're going for this task. So first, after we've created the file pasting, so we echo the command P into what? Pasting. So now let's cut pasting. I think we all know where the mistake was. I went ahead to change the content in cutting instead of pasting. So sometimes it happens like that, and that's why we need to be, careful at times at how we check the task, or how we do the task. So now, what is the command to undo task 4? Now, what is the command to undo what you just did? Write the answer into the file undoing. So now what we'll do is we'll create the file undoing, then ls to make sure it's there. So we echo. Now let's go and check the command to undo. I think the command to undo is just you. This is it, just you. So we echo what? We echo you into what? Undoing. Oh shit, a lot of mistake. I wrote ongoing, so let's remove it. So the command rm, like I said the other time, is used to delete a file. Ongoing. So let's list the content. So echo what? Echo you into what? Undoing. So let's cut undoing. So you can see the u is there. So I believe you are getting it already. I believe it's not something that oh no, sorry, just making a whole lot of silly mistake. Undoing. So okay, now our code is correct. So now the next is what? How to exit from what? Exiting from vi text editor. So just like we've been doing, touch exiting, you create the file, exiting, enter, then ls, exiting is there, then we echo the command used. So how do we know the command that is used? Let's go back here and check how do we exit from vi text editor. So now to exit, now we use the command double column, then w key q. So double column, So double colon WQ, then to what? Undoing. Okay, so cats undoing. So let's check our code to see if we're actually right, if we're correct. Let's check our code. Let's check our code. Okay, we're wrong. So exiting, what's the this thing? What is the command to exit VM? Even though the last changes have not been saved for the VI core. Okay. So even though the last changes have not been saved for the VI core. So it's supposed to be Q and what? This what is it called here? So let's edit it. So we type VI. Oh, now we're going to now we're going to use V text editor to correct it. So VI VI is it undoing? Are we undoing? What did I just do? 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 I just changed. Oh my god. Undoing is you. Ah, oh my god. Oh my god. Undoing is just you. You. Let's see. Mm. Okay, so what happened was that I went to insert this into undoing. It was supposed to be exiting, not this, because the file we created last was what exiting. So cat undoing. Okay, undoing. Okay, vim undoing. Let's change this. Undoing to you. Back to you. Okay, so just to be sure that uh we have to recheck our code here on this undoing, just to be sure that okay, everything is intact. So what really happened here was that I went ahead to go and echo the code for exiting into undoing instead of echoing it into the exiting. So to I now use Vim to correct it, to change it back to you. So now let's continue. So we echo what we're going to echo. Now we're on task 5. Sorry, I'm doing this late hour and I'm just so we're in task 5. So exiting. So they say what is the command to quit VI even though last changes have not been saved for this VI call. So we'll go back to the basic command. So this is the basic command. This is the command we use. So double you just copy the command. Copy the command. So go back to our project and we shift control shift V to paste on terminal. You use you press your control shift then V to paste. So into our what exiting. So enter, then ls. Let's list the content, then let's check the file in the content. um See, you can see it's there. So let's check our code to be sure let's check our code again to be sure we're on the right path. Let's check our code. So now our code is correct. Now let's go to the last one. So let's clear our terminal to have a clear working space. So what is the command to move the cursor to the end of the line? So the first thing we'll do is, as usual, you create the file end underscore of underscore the underscore then line. So ls, we can see is there. So now we'll go back to what is the command to move the cursor to the end of the line. So let's check our move cursor to the end of the line. So move cursor to last line, move cursor to end of the line. So it's simply just this $sign. So we'll just copy that, then we echo it into end of the line. So I pasted it, Ctrl Shift V, then into end underscore of the line. So let's check it. Let's check it to be sure we are correct. Okay, so let's check our project now. Are you serious? So I skipped this one. Okay, I can say it's like I'm hungry this night, but I just wanted to do this. Okay, so we are correct. So let's go back to this task. As we don't jump on, let's go back to the task. So we're going to create the file beginning underscore of underscore the underscore line. Okay, so then let's echo the command. I believe now you are used to the echoing now. When be say, you know what I'm saying? These stuffs is not, they're not really hard, as time goes on you get to. So what's this thing that is there? Sorry, cursor, move the cursor to the start of the current line. Move the cursor to the start of the current line. So this is it here. Move the cursor to the start of the current line. So this is the command, just 0. So we'll paste it here, then we into beginning anyone underscore of the. So I'm actually not going to edit this video. I just want you to see the errors in the video, and so you get to understand that sometimes you make mistake. All you just need to do is what? Go and do the correction. When you make mistake, you do the correction. So now let's check our code. Our code is correct. So our code is correct. So this is end of the task. We'll see you in the next task. Thank you so much. I hope always remember to exit your terminal. It's very necessary. So alright, see you guys.